Hey everybody, check out this race shop. See that orange BMW? That's the M3. I got it wrecked for nothing from a friend of mine, and it's being resurrected at Lanier Tech. Followers may have seen a little bit of video on this car a long time ago, pre-COVID, in the before times. Well, now we're getting somewhere with this car thanks to John Leverett, Program Director, Lanier Tech Motorsports Vehicle Technology. I think I got the whole name right, John?
Yeah, it's a little long.
John and his students have done a ton of work on this car, and not just in the motorsports shop, but in the body shop. This car was tire walled before I came into it. We've gotten a whole lot of help. It's full of Bimmer World parts now, end to end, from John and his students. The body work was done over in their body shop. Bobby Thrash is strictly German, helped out a lot with some parts to straighten this thing out. I'm getting really excited about getting this thing back on track. The suspension is in.
And you can eat off of the subframes now. They're all been stripped down, painted white, so you can inspect them for cracks, any potential damage as it goes through its life.
Oh man, that makes me happy, because that's a weak point on an E36 chassis. If you're gonna race one, you've gotta reinforce the subframes, because they crack.
Yep.
Right, and we got little gussets from Bimmer World.
Got gussets welded onto them, and again, the biggest thing was making sure we inspected everything first, and going ahead and that white paint. Students at the first were like, why are we painting it white? Why don't we paint it black? No, you don't want to hide anything. You want to be able to see everything when you're under the car working on it.
John, what's some of your background in racing? You know what you're doing.
Well, I was an amateur SCCA racer myself, started doing that as soon, worked 2 jobs in high school to buy my first race car, which was a Formula V. And
you're bringing tears to my eyes. Yeah. I was there, man.
A little bit of showroom stock racing, a lot of quality time in a Datsun 510, so going old school. But then
my first autocross car, Datsun 510. I saw the picture in the office.
Well, one of the coolest things in life is when Paul Newman came through my office when I was at Panos, he saw my 510 race car on the wall, and he looked at it and he just goes, Datsun 510, cool car. Everyone should own one at least once in their life. So that's my Paul Newman quote. It was just awesome. But I was the chief engineer for Panos for almost 25 years doing their sports and race cars.
Oh, okay.
And this program here at the school was originally started to feed mechanics into the Panos Racing School back when it was operational.
Wow. So they're motorsports students, but they got a real race car guy guiding them. And I'm so excited that now with COVID over, COVID stalled the whole school.
It did.
For what, over a year?
It did.
It was a long
Conveniently,
time.
I had enough race cars and parts in my shop that when I was teaching remotely, I still had all the visual aids. I just did it all from my shop in the backyard. So I had just as much stuff as I have here, almost, sadly.
John and I are like car racing blood brothers, because I just learned about the 510. I'm not sure I knew that, but I did see that he owns 2 at least very nice Opals, an Opel GT and an Opel Manta race car that's bad to the bone. And I had an Opel Manta, Opel 1900. I know a lot of you don't even know what that is, but in the mid-70s, they're a great handling, good running European car. But yeah, there was a good autocross car. My first solo nationals first 2 were in Opels.
Awesome.
Yeah. I got a 3rd in E-Stock in 1982. No, 81.
That is cool.
That car wasn't even that old. It was a 75, what my car was.
Okay.
Fuel injected.
Yep. No, 75 was the only year that we had fuel injection in them in the U.S.
Yes.
Yes. I've got a whole fuel injection system sitting in a box up in my shop.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, I've got that. One or 2 at least. So
some kind of Bosch electronic.
Yeah.
Right. It was
it's not a
CIS.
sophisticated system at all.
It was in 1975 though.
By those standards, it was awesome.
Yeah. And John has been a tremendous help on this M3. I call it the M3. It's got pretty much a stock engine. You see a little Bimmer World action going on here. This is nice. That's part of the power steering, which is an issue. Mishimoto radiator came with it. Cold air intake with some more Bimmer World parts. The shocks and springs are AST suspension, right? We got some AST on here. It's going to be amazing. There's almost nothing better than an E36 chassis that's set up and handling well. That's why you see so many at the endurance races. We got a little work to do on the interior, maybe a couple gauges, but I didn't have much in the way of gauges on the Moose. The Flying Moose is going to be a little bit jealous about the M3, but it's almost ready. We're very excited. We're going to have this car back on track, maybe within the semester. That's my goal for them, because the students would love to see the car running. Thanks for watching.